Bo and Jen, we are very pleased to have you here. We have what we call our Clubhouse. And along with being initiated into our Clubhouse, we have a few Clubhouse questions.
What's the password? New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? I can never remember that. White?
Something we ask every guest. We've gotten feedback from our fans. They say that they do not want to hear any episode with guests on it unless they answer these questions. And so now we owe it to our listeners to ask them.
The pressure's on.
We'll go ahead and start with Ben's question.
Yeah, we got to give the people what they want, you know? My favorite question to ask people who love movies, which I'm assuming is you guys, since you're here with us, is you are stranded on a deserted island. You've got food and supplies and everything. You also have a TV, a Blu-ray player, and you get to take the filmography of one person with you onto that island. If that person is still alive, you'll continue to get the stuff that they make. If they're not, then that's it. Like, you're done.
You better hope there's a vault somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just like to ask people, like, if you could pick either one actor or one director, who would that person be and why? And Jennifer, I'm going to throw it to you first.
Oh boy, that's super loaded. But
you can throw it to Jimbo too. You can do whatever you want.
As you were like talking about it, I could only think of like one person that I want to be stranded on an island with, and I think that'd be Guy Ritchie. Like I am such a diehard fan. In my mind, he can do no wrong. Even Arthur, I thought was fucking killer. Which I know is such not a popular opinion. I don't really care. I love Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
I think that totally works.
I think he'd be a blast. Like, just his filmography aside, I think he's an incredibly weird and cool dude. And I think that'd be super fun.
Do you like dogs? Dogs. What?
Yeah, dogs.
Dogs. Do you like dogs? Oh, dogs. Sure. I like dogs.
I like
Is
that
the
pick
first
a lot.
Guy Ritchie answer we've got?
Yeah, that is definitely the first Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
That's the fun thing about
That's a solid pick.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
And
Cool.
I
thought I was going to get blasted for that.
No, I love it.
Oh,
honestly,
sick.
like
we're guys.
Jim coming through with the knowledge.
We're the guys. Other podcasts we got talking about The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I love that movie. I think that movie is so good. I feel like it doesn't get enough recognition, but knowing that he
incredibly underrated.
Yeah, he's. I think it's an awesome selection. 100%.
Cool.
And you'll get Aladdin 2, apparently.
Ooh.
Apparently that's announced. So
say
like,
what?
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so
wonderful.
It's random as hell.
I feel like, I feel like Cable kind of went back in time and said something to him.
So
may have, or he's got like a house payment coming up, or
who knows?
Someone's got to go to college in his family.
And you
just
get
put out, like,
a couple
was it
Madonna
The Gentleman?
videos.
Yeah.
It's like, that wasn't that long
The
ago.
Gentleman. Yeah, exactly.
He's still making money somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
It's good to go. What about you, Jimbo?
So I kind of thought about this earlier, and I'll be honest, Jen, you kind of just shat all over my answer.
Whoa!
But
Shots fired.
If I'm going to be on a deserted island, I'm going to want to watch film, probably by James Cameron.
Cool.
Okay.
Probably by
That's
James
a great
Cameron.
choice.
This dude
That's
is
awesome.
very, very versatile. Is there someone dying in the back?
Yes, every
There
episode.
might be.
Yep. At least one person per episode.
You don't know where I'm parked in this van. I could be anywhere.
This sounds ominous as hell.
We do true crime, so just be careful.
Yeah.
Big Jim coming to get me.
Podcaster with windowless van goes missing.
But yes, definitely James Cameron, man. I just rewatched for like the 97th time Aliens a couple nights ago, and I was like,
Cool.
man, this
Nice.
movie is master. It's a literal masterpiece. The way he shot everything, the way everything is just so dark and ominous, like how you just said. And then you go from that and he does Titanic, and you're like, God, this is such a great freaking story in the way that he shot it. So I for me personally, James Cameron would probably be my director.
Yeah, I think it's great. You get all the Terminator stuff. You get to play to mine and Tyler's hearts a little bit because he is an executive producer on 1991's Point Break.
Buddy, this is your fucking wake-up call, man. I am an FBI agent.
So that's pretty exciting that you're going to get that with you too.
Whoa, but
full disclosure, I watched the 1991 Point Break for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
What'd you think?
I fucking loved it.
Okay,
am I allowed
good.
to cuss on here? I just realized that.
Please. Okay. No, tear it up.
Like, oh God, I'm so sorry.
You just have to answer to Steve is all.
I'm so sorry.
Steve will not be pleased.
Oh,
but Steve, I'm sorry.
I wish he time coded every swear word. Just like text you, Matt, and be like, all right, 6:37. There was an F word. I think
that's when JJ was disowned and kicked off the podcast.
Yeah.
So many different movies from this guy. Like, how can you go wrong with that?
And it's funny because I think you'll be on the island like, oh, I wonder when Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 come out. And we will all be here being like, oh, I wonder when Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 will come out because I don't know if it's ever going to. So maybe we'll rescue you before they come out. Who knows? But I like both those answers. Yeah.
Yeah. And Cameron's got a lot of long movies. So, you know, what Avatar is like 5 hours long or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's
pretty
feels like it.
Yeah,
you'll kill plenty of time on that island.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love that question. I think both of those are first time answers, and I swear we've only had one repeat answer, and it continues to blow me away. My question gets kind of gets the same answer a lot, but they're all a little bit different, and I just love hearing about it. I always want to hear about people's favorite experiences watching movies. So whether it's at the theater or maybe like a sleepover when you were a kid watching the movie your mom said you couldn't, or whatever the case may be, just what are some standout moments watching movies for you guys? I'll start with Jimbo this time.
So we can go a little explicit on this show, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us about the first time you watched Showgirls. Let's hear it.
Steve earmuffs.
That is
actually it's actually not Showgirls. This is going to be it's going to be a movie that you would not expect. Okay. And hand to God, this happened. I went to go watch Nacho Libre 2 weeks after it came out.
Okay.
Hands down, probably one of the funniest movies to date that I've seen, and I will rewatch.
Agreed.
So good.
What made this movie even better for me, and at the time I was probably, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. And watching the movie, I see a guy come in, has a little flashlight thinking he's a little security guard, whatever. And he goes up to the same aisle that I'm in. Jen, you would know this is over at Metro Center.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this movie. It's not one of the bigger theaters, and I see this guy walking, and then I start hearing stuff coming from the left of me. It's moaning.
Oh, good.
No.
And
you're watching Nacho Libre?
Someone really enjoying their popcorn.
Oh, they are going to town on this popcorn, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
So there was probably 3 families in the whole thing, a teenager and then a couple to the left of me all the way down the aisle. And I look over and I just see a woman, and I'm thinking she's in pain or something, because she's going, oh, all stretched out like this. And I'm like, what is going on with her? Guy comes in with a flashlight, lights it up, and found her boyfriend.
Dang.
No, there he is.
Okay.
So that's my favorite movie experience, watching Nacho Libre.
Okay.
That did not go where I thought it would.
Can I take your guys' ticket, please?
Sir, this is for Step Brothers.
See, you're sharing a seat, but you have to purchase 2 tickets.
Yeah. And then, like, knowing that it's that theater, I can honestly say, not surprised. Not surprising at all.
That's awesome.
So that's a notoriously scandalous theater.
The area itself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Killing stuff always happens there.
I like it.
I guess I don't know where you guys are located. I forgot to ask you before we recorded.
Well, we grew up in like Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm still currently in Arizona. And Jim, I forget where you're at.
I'm over in the San Joaquin Valley of California, Northern California.
Okay. Gotcha. Sweet. Okay, cool. Rad. Yeah, that is not where I expected that story to go. And I think that's the most explicit story we've got on the podcast. Yeah. You beat out our very own Matt Weiler, who his own personal favorite movie experience was fairly explicit, but you made him look PG for sure.
Take that, Matt.
Yeah.
Try to up your game.
Yeah, I know.
Pants down and up your game, man.
Jim coming in and setting the bar.
That's
So where are we going to take it from here, Jennifer?
Wow, not even like remotely as it's going to be so mild and lame in comparison. Like I almost like want to make something up. But
yeah, after I said that we get a lot of repeat answers for this, because typically it's like, oh, it was a midnight premiere for my favorite movie, but certainly not the X-rated Nacho Libre.
See, now I am going to disappoint you because it was kind of like a midnight premiere.
No, cool. It's great. I love it. I'd love to live vicariously.
That was my answer. Yeah, I'm with you.
Because it does, like that kind of stuff just kind of sticks with you. But mine would have to be for Endgame. So my fiance and I, we actually dress up and we do a lot of like the premieres. We'll go in costume. Yeah. So he dresses up like Black Panther. I'm usually like Black Widow or Captain Marvel or something. And we got to go see Endgame like I think a week early, something like that.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And it was so cool because at the end, everyone is just like screaming. It's just like this uniform, just like,
yeah,
it was amazing. And like going back and finding videos from all the different theaters, just like across the world, all reacting in the same way at the same moment is probably one of the coolest things to be a part of. And to do it before we could say anything was like nerve wracking.
Yes, yeah, exactly. You knew about it a week before.
Yeah,
that would be so hard to keep your mouth shut.
Oh,
so in your theater, what got it during Endgame? What got the biggest ovation?
Definitely Captain America catching the hammer. For
catching
sure.
Hammer,
catching Mjolnir. It was amazing. Especially we have a few friends that dress up like Captain America. So when that moment happened, we look over and they're like, yeah, they're like up on their feet. And I'm like, this is the best thing. Like, this is just so great.
Yeah.
That's
it's funny.
Cool.
I just rewatched that again. I went through the whole run of Marvel, of the MCU stuff. And that happened at sort of a different part than I remember. Cause I think in my theater, the ovation was when he finally says Avengers Assemble. And they all charge forward.
A little bit of that.
For me in my theater, I think maybe it was because it wasn't during like a premiere with a ton of super fans and they don't understand like the weight of what it means for him to catch the hammer, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it was just like seeing them all charge forward. That was the moment in my theater when everyone kind of went nuts.
Yeah,
that was great.
Sure.
I'm just upset that they didn't show me there.
Someday. I mean,
maybe.
with the multiverse coming up,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, and if you're just listening, good luck on finding out what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's no idea, really, man. They got time.
Like and subscribe to YouTube.
Indeed.
No,
that's solid. I think it's like the answer that I think all three of us have and we've heard before. But even we had Patrick on here and his name's Patrick Cotner. He works for Marvel and he was at the premiere, like with all the actors and everyone that was in the movie. And that was his answer too. You know, it's just like, it's hard to beat it. Like, it's so cool, especially if you've been invested. If you're 23 movies in, Cat picks up Mjolnir and it's like, holy shit. Like, this is happening. Insane. Like, it is so cool. Yeah. So it's like, I know people always like, I know people say like, yeah, but it's for a reason. Like, it's such a good scene.
Yeah.
It's so powerful and it's like been built up for 10 years and it pays off. And it's so good.
It's why I like this question to begin with, is because that's one of the reasons I like going to the movies, is the communal experience. And so I almost get to like relive it vicariously through you. You know, that was such a good moment in the theaters. And so just knowing that there's like other people out there sharing that it's beautiful. I love it. That's why I like this question. It's why I like the movie club. And that's why I like that question.
So good.
Yeah. Well, Finally, we're on to the third question, which is we have a segment, or I should say, we've had a couple rounds that we call our Unsung Gem round. And basically, it's where we focus on movies that we ourselves absolutely love, but we also feel that no one else really appreciates the way that we do, or we feel like it's vastly underrated or people just haven't seen it. And we call it our Unsung Gem round. And so I'm just curious, what are your guys' unsung gems? And we'll start with you, Jennifer.
Ooh, that's good. At first, I really wanted to mess with you guys and say Waterworld.
Okay, locked in. Jimbo, what's your answer?
All right, moving on here.
Like, locked in. But no, honestly, one of my all-time like favorites is Salton Sea, which I don't think gets any recognition. It's Val Kilmer. I think it's either late 80s or early 90s. But I remember watching, it was just so good. And I wish it got like more recognition. But it's funny because I also haven't like rewatched it again in years because I think I just have like this perfect memory of it in my head that I like don't want to mess up. Go back and rewatch it and just find everything that's wrong with it. But no,
it's like why I don't want to watch Batman Forever.
So good. So good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, man.
The Salton Sea.
Salton Sea.
Cool. 2002. I was searching Salt and Sea, but the Salton Sea. I like it.
Is it really early 2000s?
2002. Yeah.
Dear Lord, that just made me feel incredibly old. Okay.
I mean, 92.
I was like, late 80s, early 90s. No.
Vincent D'Onofrio, Luis Guzman, Peter Sarsgaard. It's a
cool,
solid cast.
Yeah,
BD Wong,
it's solid.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
What are they doing? Put him at the bottom of this list.
I know. What the heck?
Danny Trejo. They need to be up top.
It's fine.
Okay, I like that.
And I feel like in some ways Val Kilmer is somewhat of an unsung gem.
Oh,
for sure.
I love him so much.
If we're to attribute it to people, yes. Yeah, I think you're right.
Have you guys seen that documentary of him on Amazon Prime yet?
I'm like,
I haven't watched it.
I have it saved.
It is. I'm getting goosebumps under this suit that I have on, and it is so good.
Yeah,
goosebumps on your little baby legs,
little baby forearm.
There's another hint, people. You should know now. But yeah, that's it. That's a very good doc. Very, very good doc.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check it out.
Yeah.
How about you, Bo? What's your unsung gem?
This might get some flack, and I am 100% ready for it.
Okay.
All right. It will.
My unsung gem. I can watch it all the time. I genuinely love this movie. It features one of the greatest actors of all time, Nick Cage.
Oh God.
Con Air.
You say face off.
Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, you expect flack? That's
come on.
No flack.
Con Air.
No flack given.
There's so many people that I've talked to. One that have never even heard of this movie, which I would really genuinely like to wring their neck.
Never even heard of?
Never heard of it.
That's crazy.
I've asked at my current job. I've asked 4 people, and none of them knew.
What?
That's nuts.
That's
talk
kind of
about
bizarre.
a stacked cast. Yeah,
exactly. And then you said,
quit your job.
Danny, you said Danny Trejo, and I was like, oh, dude. Right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's so good.
It's stacked cat. Danny Trejo, Dave Chappelle, John Malkovich. The name the everybody was in that film.
Dave Chappelle's
Cusack,
dummy.
Ving Rhames, Buscemi.
Buscemi,
I think it's Tyler's Desert Island.
That's my Desert Island.
And it has one of my favorite lines ever from a movie. When the guy's like, "What do you do? What are you gonna do?" And he's like,
"What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save the fucking day."
Yeah, you are, man. Of course you are.
Well, you better now.
He answers that. I'm gonna save the fucking day. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna show him God does exist.
It's so good.
Do you guys ever listen to How Did This Get Made?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they were talking about Con Air, and they asked Danny Trejo who he thought was the most intimidating person to work with when he was on that set, and he said John Cusack. There's just something behind his eyes. He is just scary as heck. I'm like,
wow.
That is the last person I expected.
Yeah.
to hear that
I did not see that.
Yeah, but John Cusack apparently is very intimidating and very scary.
Isn't he famously sort of difficult? Maybe I'm confusing him with someone
and I've
else.
heard
But
difficult, but like for Danny Trejo to say straight up scary.
Yeah.
yeah.
No shit.
The guy, light for me.
The guy was in jail before he even became an actor, and he's scared of John
exactly.
Come on, guys.
So
you were in jail. You're playing a part in a movie.
Cusack's a pretty big dude. There's that video going around right now. Someone approached him at a Chicago White Sox game. Someone from Barstool Sports went up to give him shit, saying,
I saw
you can't switch from Cubs to the White Sox. And Cusack, just argues with him and, as polite as he can. But I was like, damn, he's a big dude. He's tall. Like, he's more imposing than I would have thought. But
like, he's a big guy. Yeah, for sure.
So still, for Trejo to be, that says something for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for answering those questions. I love those answers.